Well, hello everybody and welcome to this week's episode of Travel with Rick. I'm your host Rick Howard and want to welcome you to our weekly video blog dedicated to the most magical places on earth. And wow, we're going to be talking about one of the most magical places on earth ever, right?
I wonder where that's at.
Yeah. Well, this is my friend Michael. You guys may remember Michael from our Quest for the West, Adventures by Disney episode. Michael was our guide out there, and here we are in Anaheim, California.
Welcome to my home.
What a switch!
I know, a little bit different, huh?
Hey Michael, good to have you back on the show.
Thanks, nice to be back.
So here we are. It's not freezing. There's no snow outside.
There is not. It's August. It's about 89 maybe outside.
Yeah.
So no snow on the ground. No.
And so now we're here locally.
Yes.
Yeah. This is home for you.
Yes, it is. Yes.
All right.
It is home.
So we're going to talk about Backstage Magic.
Okay.
Very
awesome.
Very cool adventure by Disney, right?
It's a fun one. I love doing this one.
Okay. So this is probably the one this is like your favorite.
This is my
right?
home. This is my home.
So
Disneyland's
tell us
my
about
home.
it.
Well, Backstage Magic, it's a 5-night adventure with us.
Okay.
It's 2 nights in Hollywood and then 3 nights here at the Grand Californian at the Disneyland Resort.
Okay.
So some of the highlights of the trip that we get to do are you go and stay at the Renaissance Hotel, you check into this beautiful hotel that's right in the middle of Hollywood. So you're in the center of everything. You have Grauman's Chinese Theater outside, you have the Roosevelt Hotel, which is very historic, and then right across the street, Disney's very own movie house, the El Capitan Theater.
Where a lot of Disney premieres happen.
Yes, a lot of Disney premieres
A lot
happen.
of Disney premieres have happened there,
Yes,
right?
and still do to this day. They still do happen, and we give you a small tour of that theater, and you do actually get to eat breakfast next door in the soda fountain and studio store.
Nice.
That's part of the Disney family as well.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful experience, and then we take you to Jim Henson, the Jim Henson Company. So you get to see a little bit of how their magic works there at the Jim Henson Company too.
Right. Everybody loves the Muppets.
Oh, I know. How could you not? Everybody was excited that day because they wear T-shirts that have the Muppets on it.
Awesome.
And they're just like, oh, I wear my favorite Muppet T-shirt. Like, oh, it's great. Well, let's go check it out. And it's a very historic studio because that actually used to be the Charlie Chaplin Studios. That was built back in 1918.
Wow.
So,
yes. So tons of history in Hollywood.
A lot of
tons
history.
of history with Disney.
Yep.
So a lot of this history ties in together.
It all ties in together.
So,
yeah.
So
nice
Backstage Magic, it really is backstage, right?
It is. You are backstage. It's a lot of Hollywood. It's a lot of Hollywood magic and how it works. And then we bring you back to Disneyland. Same thing. We get to show you a little bit, not everything, but a little bit of how the Disneyland magic works.
Okay.
But just enough to get you like, oh, okay, it's great to know how this works, and oh, I didn't know that's what we do here, and I didn't know that's where the horses live. So it's kind of a nice little insight to what Disneyland does and how it makes it work.
That's the beautiful thing about Adventures by Disney, because it is much more immersive than if one of our guests just planned a Disneyland trip on their own, right? There's so many things that Adventures by Disney include in this tour that you wouldn't be able to do on your own, right?
No, correct.
There's a lot of surprises that we can't even tell you about, but we've got a big surprise for you at the end, so you'll be able to find out some cool things.
All right.
But there are a lot of surprises, and there are a lot of in-depth experiences as well, right?
Yes, there are. I mean, especially one of the main things I can tell you that everybody always loves about this entire trip is the day we go into Disneyland in the morning, first thing, early morning. We go into Disneyland before anybody else does. We're there at those gates at 7:15 in the morning and no one else is there. So you walk on Main Street and the park is completely yours. There's nobody there. So you're free to take those pictures of Main Street, those pictures that you want of the castle without anybody else running in front of you or behind you. It's a perfect and very intimate moment with those groups. And I can tell you that's always the thrill for me when guests walk in and they see Sleeping Beauty Castle there for the first time. Maybe it's their first time visiting Disneyland.
Right.
And they see it, and they just are floored by no one else being around, and then being able to get that quintessential shot of themselves with Sleeping Beauty Castle in the background.
Speaking of that picture, as many of you know, I'm a huge Walt Disney fan, not just Walt Disney World, but Walt Disney the man. And one of my favorite photos in the history of Walt Disney is that picture of Walt. He's kind of coming out of the castle early in the morning. He's got a sweater on. I think his hands are in his pocket. And he's walking out of the castle, and there's nobody around. And you can just kind of see that Walt's just enjoying the park before anyone got there that day. And that's kind of what guests get to do, right?
That's exactly guests get to do exactly. They get to see the park in early morning. And in some of the pictures, like that one picture you mentioned, that came from a whole different selection of photos that they had before. And there's a picture of Walt looking at the guy re-greasing the railroad tracks on Main Street, and sometimes we walk out there and you do see them out there tending to the tracks, and you do see custodial cleaning and lights being changed, and guests are in love with that because they get to see how we put our show together and present it to everybody.
Right. What an awesome adventure. So I told you guys I had a surprise for you. Next year, actually, June 24, we're doing a Backstage Magic trip for Travel with Rick and Kingdom Magic Vacation. So you
nice.
can come and join us
Yeah.
and see Backstage Magic.
Yeah, who knows?
So you go to both parks,
Yep,
right?
you go to both parks. You are at Disneyland for 4 days. You have 3 days with us, and you stay 3 nights at the Grand, and then the last day is on your own. So it's a post day. You can stay another night, or a lot of people have to go home, unfortunately, and it's sad. I always feel bad for everybody. It's like, we're going to stay one more day. It's like, well, you can if you like, but sorry.
Yeah,
If you want to, of course, you can always stay an extra night.
Sure.
But if they do have a great time, because you can go back and forth, you park hop to both parks.
Right.
You get to experience the original Disneyland park, and then experience the sister park, California Adventure, right across the street.
Right.
So,
And there's some great dining on the Adventure.
Oh,
You mentioned
yes.
breakfast in Los Angeles, but I
Yes.
imagine some of the meals that you have here. I know there's a special one that we can't talk about, so you'll have to book the trip or talk to a friend who's on the trip
Yeah.
to find out about one special one. But
Yes, of course.
but there's some other
There's
some
plenty
other
of-
nice meals
yes,
and things that you
exactly.
do. And there's some free time as well, right?
There's a lot of free time, actually. This is one of the tours that you actually have a lot of free time on your own with your family or your friends, especially all the friends, if you've made all the friends on the trip. By
Yeah.
this time, by the time you arrive to Disneyland, everybody's one big family. Everybody's ready to go and see Disneyland
Right.
together.
Right.
Especially if you're a very first timer,
Right.
they are engulfing you with love and saying, come on, let's go. We're going to show you around. And everybody takes off and has a good time in Disneyland, showing each other
Right.
new things they've maybe never even seen or never even heard of, because maybe they've been just to Magic Kingdom in Florida.
Sure.
And notice the differences between the two different parks.
Right.
So it's great.
So for the Disney file and
Yeah.
the Disney fan, this is like the perfect
This
trip.
is the perfect-
right?
this
This
is
is
the
the one
perfect
that's
trip.
immersive. So
Yeah.
come on out. We're going to have a blast on this trip, and you definitely want to be there for it.
Yes, it's a great time,
you
especially
know,
in June. It's a nice time to be here.
It's a beautiful time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great time to be here. So what are some of the other things that maybe some of the special surprises? I know we don't want to give away too many
We
of
don't
the
give away
secrets.
surprises.
Well, then it wouldn't be a surprise. I get it.
Exactly.
But there are a lot of things that only Disney can do, and only Adventures by Disney can
Yes.
do, particularly here, because unlike many of the other Adventures by Disney, this one's a little different.
Yes.
You own the place.
Exactly, yeah. It is home. It is, Disneyland is home. Especially other things that we can do are, we go to Imagineering, go to Walt Disney Imagineering.
Right.
And everybody loves to do that because they want to see all the ins and outs for everything that's Disney.
Right.
And that's the best place to go because we have our very own host, Imagineer host, that is there, Dave. He's there and he shows us everything that we could possibly need to know within means, because again, surprises and things that are being constantly worked on. And then we do have a shopping experience at Mickey's of Glendale. Now, if anybody's familiar with Mickey's of Glendale, which I know a lot of your Disney fans are familiar with Mickey's of Glendale, we get to take you in there and you get to go shopping in Mickey's of Glendale to get those one-of-a-kind merchandise items that are just Imagineering.
Right, so you can come away with a Walt Disney Imagineering sweatshirt.
Yeah.
A lot of nice
Pins,
things that
the
you can
pins,
do
of
there.
course.
The pins, yeah. I know we've had some friends that were on that tour last year, and they love sporting that Walt Disney Imagineering logo. I can't wait to get mine. So I'm
yours.
really excited
You'll get
about
yours soon,
that.
I'm
yeah,
sure.
I'm really excited about that. And you get to see the studios.
Yep,
as
you go to
well,
the
right?
Walt Disney Studios. We do
And
a
that's
visit
not
there.
that's not a tour that is even available to
No,
the
it's
public,
not.
right?
It's not available to the public at all. We get to take you to the Walt Disney Studios. We get to eat in the famous commissary that's there. It's on the studio lot.
Which
And-
is enormous. I have.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I had actually toured it. It's kind of, we did a part of a mini Backstage Magic.
Okay.
And went to the ABC commissary,
Okay.
or the studios
Yeah, the
commissary,
studio
there,
commissary,
and
yes.
it was awesome. I'm thinking of Disney Hollywood Studios.
Oh.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, we get to go
it's huge.
there. Yeah, we also get to go to the archives.
Yeah.
We have a nice little meet and greet in the archives, get a little history about the company and some of the items that they have there to show on display.
Walt's multiplane camera.
Yeah, the multi-play camera. It's so funny. It's right there going towards, like when you want to go to the bathroom, it's right there going towards the bathroom. And guests ask, where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom? Oh, it's right there, just past the multi-plane camera. Like nothing. It's just right over there.
One
to
of,
the other
one of
side.
Walt's greatest inventions ever. You know, it's kind of like
out
right,
there on
right up
display
in the
for
hallway.
everybody to see. Yeah, right in the hallway for everybody to see.
Right.
There are 3 of them. The one that we have in the studio, the one that's on display at the Walt Disney Museum, Family Museum in San Francisco, and then another one that usually goes on a traveling tour.
Right. I hear you get to see Walt's office.
Yep, you get to see an office up there. You see it up in the top. You don't go upstairs there. 'Cause someone actually has it now. You can see it from the outside exterior of the animation building from where it was located.
Right. And then up here, there's a tour of the
Here.
apartment.
Yep, you get a tour of Walt Disney's apartments. You get to ride the Lily Bell, which was the car that was named after his wife Lillian on the Disneyland Railroad.
So as you can see, there are a lot of once-in-a-lifetime opportunities on this adventure that make it a little different and a little special.
Yeah, of
and
course.
plus, it's just so easy to get to.
Yes,
you know?
exactly. That too. I mean, you fly into LAX, we have a car pick you up, bring you to the Renaissance Hotel, and then you're in the heart of everything. And
Right.
then we bring you to Disneyland, and if you've been to the Disneyland Resort, you know the Grand Californian is right in the center between both parks and the
Yeah.
downtown Disney district.
You know, being from Orlando and being so familiar with the Orlando properties, you know, people often say, well, you know, why do you go to Disneyland? You know, it's small. I love Disneyland. And one of my absolute favorite things is being able to walk out of the Grand Californian and be right in the middle of downtown
Yep.
Disney. And you can walk right to the parks. When you leave the parks, you don't have to think about transportation.
Nope.
You just walk right back to your resort. You're done.
Exactly.
It's just so awesome.
You don't got to worry about leaving before the trams, you know, leave
Yeah,
stop for
yeah,
the night.
timing everything. It's
Yep.
just a short walk back, and it's just so easy there. So again, just a great adventure, once in a lifetime, particularly for you Disney fans and Disney files. Like I said, June 24th, we're going to be telling you a lot more about that as we get closer, and going to be a great opportunity. I'm so looking forward. I hope you're our guide.
I hope so too.
I
Who
hope you're our
knows?
guide
Anything's
for it.
possible.
It'll
I've been a guide a lot for this
Yeah.
destination.
Yeah, I know you could be anywhere though, right? You
Anywhere.
could be in Australia, you could be in Costa Rica.
I could be anywhere,
you
but
could be,
I do enjoy this
You
one a
could
lot.
be in
so-
Wyoming again.
I
you
could
know?
be, but I do enjoy doing this one a lot.
Good.
So
Well, I hope you're our guide for this one. This will
That'd
be
be fun.
awesome. So, well, you know how it goes because you've
Yes,
been on our show
I
before.
have. I have been on your show
So
before.
we have to have a question of the
Question
week
of
now.
the week. My question of the week would have to be, what is your favorite frozen Disney treat?
Wow. So, you know, Traveling Harris is back there, our cameraman, and he is definitely a big fan of the Dole Whip.
Oh, the Dole Whip.
Yeah,
Yes. Well,
so-
considering it is very warm outside right now, you
Yeah.
see people with Dole Whips and ice cream bars and frozen bananas everywhere.
All right, so I got to ask, what is your favorite?
my
frozen
favorite
treat?
one would have to be the Nestle Toll House ice cream sandwich.
No way.
Yes.
Awesome. And where's the best place to find that in Disneyland?
Anywhere, any of the outdoor vending carts.
Okay.
Anywhere that's
So
selling
it's
ice
kind of
cream.
like the Mickey bars then.
Yes,
they're
like Mickey
available.
bars.
They're available in the same places. That.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome.
The Toll House, yeah, big, nice Toll House cookie about yay big.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I know we're going to have a lot of great comments on that because we got friends that watch the show who are major
okay.
Dole Whip fans.
Oh, the Dole Whip.
It's
Yep, yep, yep.
Kadoozies,
it's
Mickey
Kadoozies.
bars. You know, they love
Yeah.
them all. So
It's
wow.
great. It's great to have.
I think we should break and go get one now.
I think so,
actually.
too. I
You
think
know,
you're
it's
right.
Close.
Disneyland's
yeah,
just
so-
right down that way.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to let you guys go, and we're going to go get a Mickey bar and a couple of
Nestle-
different frozen treats.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my Toll House.
There you go.
My Toll House.
So you guys hang in there. We're going to go get something nice and tasty, and we hope to see you right back here on another episode of Travel with Rick real soon. So long, everybody.
Hi guys.